Thank you, Aldrich. My name is Cliff Graves. I was the dot marking Southern California on the map. I'm an urban planner. Most of my background has been in government. I have done some public finance work. I've got a special interest in ports, which is probably why they call me and talked about Morgan City. I want to appreciate that invitation. I won't forget you. My jacket doesn't fit anymore. And there are about 5 pounds I'm taking away from here that I didn't have when I got here. All of the panel members are new. None of us has been to this area before. I had to look it up on a website to see just where it was and to learn a little bit about it. So we are not unlike a lot of people who either come to or come through the Morgan City Berwick area. Never been here before. So I thought I'd share with you a couple of first impressions, things that we noticed before we spoke with anybody here. First one is, are we here yet? When you come into Morgan City, particularly from the west, you have no idea that you're here. There's nothing other than the hotels to indicate that you've arrived anywhere, and you know, to put it politely, you can find Holiday Inns in a lot of places. So there's nothing here nothing to indicate that you've arrived at a place that's any different than anywhere else. No identification, no brand. Then after you come into town, there are 2 very striking landmarks. There are the bridges that connect Berwick and Morgan City. Wonderful monuments, they stand out here in this area. And the other are the seawalls, which I guess they're okay, you'd have to have them, but they kind of cut you off from the river. So you got a connection and you've got a disconnection. The other thing is that you have a gorgeous park in Lawrence Park. It's a jewel. And it should be utilized better, and you should take advantage of it, shine it up a little bit. But you've got an excellent landmark, a gathering place, something that sets you apart from a lot of other communities. On the other hand, you've got some neighborhoods in bad shape. The way that both communities were built or developed sort of as you go away from the river, the areas closest to the river have been allowed to decay way beyond what's appropriate. There's some outstanding exceptions to that, but the deterioration that you're all probably aware of is not going to get any better as things go. So let's talk about the findings, and I'll hit a couple of specific things about where your economy could be going in the next years and decades. And I'm going to focus on 3 areas that we believe, you should be focusing on. Oops. Got ahead of myself. First is industry and maritime commerce. The port is the heart of this area. It has seen the boom and bust over the last decades. It's going to be with you for a long time, and it should be with you. And if there's any message that I can leave with you about the port and the river, is that a 20-foot channel is possible, it's feasible, and it's technologically doable. It is not feasible by doing the dredging the way the Corps of Engineers has been dredging it. But there are technical and financial ways of getting back down to 20 feet and staying there. And I've had extensive discussions with port folks, and shared some of my experience about what's going on elsewhere. So, do you have 20 feet now? No. If the Corps keeps doing things the way they do it, no, you won't have it. But you could. And with the full backing of this community, particularly the business community, I think the port can help get it done for you. The industry mix in here is going to shift, it already has, away from petroleum and what we call resilience, which you'll be hearing from another panelist about. You have excellent resources to sustain good industry here in terms of the healthcare and the specialized training opportunities that you have here. The second area is recreation and tourism. I don't think anyone we talked to this week failed to mention all of the recreation opportunities you have here. They got my appetite going. I'm not sure about gator hunting, but pretty much everything else sounds pretty good. But that's a pretty well-kept secret from what we've been able to tell. And one of the best opportunities you have to grow a stable economic future is to promote and embrace visitor and tourism trade from the water as well as from around the state and from the region. Now I'm going to hit the hot button in town, which I had not intended to do until I found out it was a hot button. Another great opportunity that you have in this area is in the area of healthcare. This continues to be the most steadily growing part of the national economy. It's fast-changing technology, the standards of care, all of these things are only going up. You have the seed of a good economic driver in that hospital. Now, I know you're going through a transition, and if I've heard more controversy about anything, I don't know what it is. You guys are really excited about what is or is not happening or may be happening there. Get over it. Done right, this hospital can be the centerpiece for a growing standard of health care, growing employment in health care, growing business opportunities in health care. So I don't know how this is going to resolve itself. I do hope that you get behind it, open up that process, and take advantage of the opportunity for this area that healthcare provides. And finally, simplify things. Our observation based on our conversations and what we've seen is a lot of people in this town spend a lot of time fighting with each other. And the more you fight with each other, the more the world passes you by. So if there's any message that I and we are going to leave with you is get yourselves together, communicate, collaborate, and consolidate, and get behind the priorities and move forward. Thank you.